Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to sisi, the test server for EVE Online, where we're holding a mass test, taking a look at performance and memory usage. Not as many people joined this mass test as was actually expected, so we're a little bit late. CCP gave us a little bit of extra time to see if we could get to 100 people or something like that. So interestingly enough, CCP Habakkuk also gave us the Control-Alt-Shift-M shortcut in order to take a look at the engine tool, so that we could also have a look at memory right here. So first time that I actually used that, but it's definitely pretty cool. Of course, with only 100 people here, we're not going to stress out the server too much, but it could be interesting to see what happens next. Let's take a look here. Do we have a visible waypoint? We've got a couple of sinos, and I don't really have a waypoint, so we'll take a look at the history. Align to mass test keep star, so let's press align to, and I'm going to keep this closed. You already have the memory here. The commit size is apparently that which CCP Habakkuk is mostly interested in, and if need be, we can always click it on and see what's happening with the memory. So there we go. We are through, local at 85, so really not a lot. I did see the mass test post a couple days ago as a news item. It was on the forums as well, so should have been ample time. We do have quite a few dreadnoughts here, so we've got a couple phoenixes, some vertical supremacy as well. But in my opinion, the coolest looking ship here, god damn, that blue hell looks so cool. That just looks insanely good in my opinion. Without all the rust, this actually looks like something that makes a lot of sense with the armor plates. As you can see here, very, very cool in my opinion. I like this one quite a lot. Another thing that I did notice here, not sure, let's see, warp to the master skip star, feel free to warp at your optimals. Let's do a warp within 20 so that we're not in the middle of everything. And CCP Claymore's Tester and Claymore Sino are all here in the fleet, so maybe CCP is also taking a little bit of a look at client performance when running several different clients. I know that that's been quite a bit of a problem, presumably because of audio problems, but yeah, CCP is of course constantly working on trying to improve performance here. So there we go, landing on the huge keep star. Let's target it. It's going to become our target. Let's also get out of the path there a little bit. Maybe see if we can speed it up just a touch. Couple more at 20 as well. And there's more ships landing on the grid. Yeah, quite a few dreadnoughts, so we should still be able to dish out quite a little bit of damage. As we've got a Raven waving into view. Shoot the keep star, but nothing else. Bombs, spark bombs, or bubbles. So we can stop right here. Hopefully we're a little bit out of the way. We'll start. Oh, didn't I target you? What the hell? Right, let's target the keep star. Fire the missiles. It's already in structure, of course. CCP is probably going to cheat a little bit here as well. We're slow enough, so let's also deploy our guards. Press F. And now we're actually managing 60 FPS here with 100 people in a local. That's not bad. So this is of course not 400-500 people, at least 300 I would say, which is what we normally have when it comes to mass test. We're definitely doing damage as well. Use drones if you have them. So my sentry drones are out. And yeah, a couple of hits actually at 0. So we're very close to the damage cap. Performance, yeah, obviously. If you're hitting for 0 damage, then it is okay. And that is pretty cool view. There's the keep star at the back. Yeah, we're actually doing some damage to it. Slowly going down, 95%. My drones can keep coming. Maintain fire. Yeah. All of us shooting at that 1 point. Still, obviously, 60 FPS. So this is holding quite nicely. It's a GTX 980. It's not even the best graphics card anymore. That can more than handle what's happening here. 103 in local. Let's quickly go to the tactical camera. Take a quick look at everything. People landing quite far away as well, including a Nyx, Thanatos, couple Thanatoses. Now let's take a look. If we go right on the keep star, everything is firing there. But yeah, that's actually, in my opinion, quite a big difference between just having 100 people doing something in Eve and having 400-500 people or more than that doing something in Eve. So you could, you know, when they're just sitting on field, you can still have like 60 FPS without too much trouble. But once everyone starts firing, starts demanding stuff from the server, performance can dip quite heavily. We get tie-dye and stuff like that. Here we've got 100 people and nothing is budging at all. So the FPS is still up there at 60. Server is handling this without any problem. Camera is super responsive. So if you go back here to the orbit camera, yeah, this all feels extremely good, extremely responsive. That's really the big challenge, of course, the scale of the... Oops, and I'm actually probably outside of range. Let's see if I can return them. Yeah. Approach. So we slid out of range. So we're going to have to reapproach them. But in the meantime, people are firing. Keep star is slowly going down, 86%. I'm going to try to pick my drones back up here, because I don't want to lose them before the PvP fights. And I must have accidentally double-clicked something, or maybe an approach. It was probably something like that I accidentally did. Okay, so we get this guy here, 4K. I think if we pass in this direction, that will pick everything up. 2 more. We can afford to stop. Yep, there we go. Drones are back in bay. Let's fire some more missiles. And once we're slow enough. You know, you could use the ogres. The problem is they're going to start flying so far around, it's gonna take quite a while for them to then get back to you. So we're just going to redeploy the guards, which, yeah, that's definitely okay. Just 1 second for them to pop up, and now they can start firing as well. Other than 6. That's the massive keep star and a small fleet doing its thing. Very good. We are at the cap, quite interesting. Even 100 guys here, quite a few dreadnoughts. So I probably won't last very long in the PvP fight once I'm targeted. But apparently this is enough to pretty much get the keep star down. Especially if you would use an actual organized fleet. So it's not even that much that you need. Down to 78%. Of course, the keep star is not really doing anything at the moment. So if it would... Whoops, let's see. No, I'm still slowing down. If it would use like doomsdays and things like that, would start to take losses, would be quite different. And there was a little bit of a dip there. But really nothing too special. More lasers firing. Nope, no keep star doomsday this time. Obviously, with only 100 people on field, we're not going to remove a couple more capitals from that. Bit of a shield boost. I'm actually surprised that this is up to 108. Must be quite a few smaller ships. Oh, that does look beautiful. Let's zoom in on the Phoenix here. As it fires its missiles. That's actually really quite nice. Let's also do one like this. There go the missiles. And then, ooh, looks like they're flying off in different directions. Let's see again if we can take a look at that zoomed in. Ah, this is actually really beautiful. It's pretty cool to be able to take this kind of footage during a mass test. It's because there's not that many people here at the moment. Let's look at those missiles firing and then taking off towards that point. Very, very cool. Let's take a look at the Chemosh here. Oh, it's this side that's firing. So there go those massive lasers. Yeah, that's pretty cool as well. We're not moving. Yep, everything is going okay. Let's see if we have something else to look at. Moros. Taking a look at... Yeah, this is definitely pretty good that we can take a very nice look at everything. Ah man, that looks really cool as well. Keep firing at the Keep Star. I'll speed up the process in a bit. Yeah, makes sense. And then we also have some vertical supremacy, of course. I mean, I prefer I think the missiles look the coolest. It's probably because you have the longest effect on them, of course. They stay on the field and then they actually fly off. But secondly, I would say that the Nagelfar is so cool. Firing those massive guns on the side there. That just looks amazingly cool as well. I never even noticed the elevators that you've got going down the back here. Very, very cool. And yeah, performance rock solid here with other people on field. We are at the damage cap. And then we still have a couple of... Can't look at you. Why not? Let's see if we can look at something else then. Yes, alright, there we go. So, get down to the last 14%. As an Augur Navy issue does what it can amidst all the big dreadnoughts. Let's take a look at the missiles from the Rattlesnake here. Yeah, not as detailed as the missiles from the dreadnought. Oh, but there they go. This is really cool. I mean, this game is supposed to be like 14 years old now, but graphically this is very, very pleasant to look at, in my opinion. There's actually quite a few rattlesnakes here. Siege is red, you can start recalling drones. Okay. Not sure why, so we'll just add this. Final 10%. Of course, I fire off missiles as well. Yeah, pretty cool. I definitely have more confidence though, which is the 100 people here, but the performance being so solid, I feel like I have more confidence looking around everything with the camera, just because it is so much more responsive. In an actual this is an actual mass test, but in a mass test with like 100 people or something like that here, 300, 400, 500 people, I mean, you definitely notice that on your camera movements, and so you just logically and naturally start to keep yourself being zoomed out quite a bit more. Try to not move with the camera too much, just to make sure that, you know, the client doesn't get the wrong hiccup at the wrong time. Although I must also say it's been a very long time since I actually crashed out of this completely, whether it's in-game or during a mass test. So everything does work pretty well. There are problems from time to time, of course, but from my perspective, it is very noticeable. And I personally don't always enjoy those really big fights on TQ where there's thousands of people, there's massive tie-dye, huge lag, lots of performance issues, which is only natural, right? Testing the technology to its limits doesn't always make for the most pleasant experience. So I would much rather prefer you know, either playing by myself or in smaller groups like this with 100 people. That gives you an actual smooth experience that's yeah, in this case pretty damn solid. We can fire off a couple more, but it's for the final percentage. As we can see, the lights from the docking base there start to flicker away. Now they'll be stopping. Internal explosions. Scoop drones aligned to point dots. Align to. So here is the explosion at full speed, no tie-dye or anything. Zoom out as much as I can. Fleet W, jump to point dot. Well, we'll wait just a moment for this baby to blow up. Stargate, point dot, jump.
Warp drive active.
As the wreck is left. And we are gone. So yeah, here, oh yeah, little dip still, you know, leaving the grid, even with 100 people. But it's not a massive drop off to like 2-3 FPS for a couple of seconds. So that again is much better, of course. Couple of neutrals coming in, or maybe from Fleet X. So let's jump through. Set up the gate camp and see how quickly we'll be targeted and destroyed by all of those dreadnoughts. We have a Nyx here. Maybe I'll try to use the Nyx as an anchor. Could try that. Or is there another battleship that's a little bit like mine? Here's a Thanatos. A Paladin. You know what? We're gonna orbit this guy. It frees from cloaking device. Well, I clicked a little bit too soon. Let's orbit Sensei Nordieu and see what happens next. Jump Stargate point dot. That's all good. Macariel is being targeted. I'm actually pretty close by. I could catch this guy. Oh, he's already blowing up. Goodbye, Macariel. So this is what you don't want to do, is jump in here when you're not in a fleet. You will be seen as an enemy and taken out. Over here we get to PvP. So, we are with 50 members in fleet, about half. Could be an interesting fight, but as I've said, quite a few dreadnoughts, so if we are targeted, it could be over quite quickly. And I'm not seeing a lot of faxes here either, so they'll have the repping advantage in Fleet X, I think. Lebowski 2, that's also, I think, a dev. Since Lebowski is a dev, so, or could be that he isn't from tests, so maybe not. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, he's being targeted. Fleetex jump and fight, so they'll start fighting. We're going to start with the guards here. Redeemer. Is he being targeted? Nope. Let's actually wait for something else to... What the hell? Something's firing at me, it seems. Holy crap. Overload. And call for armor. So that's a flight of... that's a carrier or a super carrier immediately targeting me. So this will not last very long because we don't have any reps. But then I'll quickly get to the gate, orbit that, and see if we can take a bit more of a look at the actual performance. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Keep the repping going, but yeah, we've got bombers and everything going straight after me. So that was my very short stay here. Let's see if we can orbit this one at 1,000, maybe get this one out, and then we can look around a little bit. That's actually maybe not bad, so we'll go into tactical view. Over here we've got a small fight going on between the Dominics and the Nestor. He's got... ooh, this is actually pretty cool. He's gonna try and ramming. Yeah, a little bit of ramming right there. Pretty nice. Ooh, a Macarial is also going to target my pot. You can leave me here if you want. And then let's see if there's anything... So they have a Minokawa. He can probably help quite a bit with the repping. Here we've got one of our Nixes. And looks like this guy. Oof. Massive explosion up here. Poor Ragnarok. And down here, another one of our dreadnoughts going down. While a small Gila is going through the explosion, but he's being chased. Oh, this is so nice now, to be honest. Just look at that performance here. That's the Gila down as he was chased by drones and a couple of these cruisers, and then taking volley after... Oh man, he's actually tanking that quite nicely. Taking volley after volley. Parnassus Apollo in the Gila. Very cool stuff. But just look at the smoothness here. I am really quite impressed. There he goes. Finally blows up. As the Shemosh, I think, goes down as well. This is so cool though. Being able to just zoom in from explosion to explosion. Go back up here, take a look at the shield action here. Don't send me home just yet, guys. Firing the missiles back. That is really, really beautiful. So they're sending me home a little bit early, but very smooth performance with 100 people here. Probably not as many as CCP would have liked to see on this mass test, but I still think that the information could be quite interesting. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.